Welcome back to Let's Play AI, the Somnium Files. Last time we left off, we got started on the A side of the story, where we decided to do the Mizuki Somnium in a whole other way. And we were able to cure her muteness, but it looks like we have a whole another different problem on our hands. Renju is dead. On the bright side, Iris's body hasn't shown up yet, so that's all good. Although Mizuki losing both of her parents isn't ideal, she was still able to help us out in our investigation. When I say help, mostly she was just following us around. Anyway, after once again talking to Mama at Marble, we came to the Yakuza offices to talk to Moma once again.
It's kind of frightening seeing all these lanterns lined up. Scary lanterns. Scary lanterns.
You don't have to repeat it.
Bronze
Dragon.
A bronze dragon holding a golden ball.
Golden ball, huh?
No Dragon Ball reference this time around, I see.
What's a guy like the chairman need this for? He probably just uses it for porn.
Not every man in the world is like you, Date.
21st. Ikakin's beatbox for beginners. Partition.
Yeah, it's pronounced partition and not partition.
I know how it's pronounced.
The company's philosophy is on the wall. If you accidentally enter a bar instead of a restaurant, don't feel obliged to order a drink, even if the bartender gives you that "order a damn drink" look. That's quite the motto, based on a true story.
Hey, but look. A flying squirrel taking a nap.
It is clearly a tiger.
Are we going to blackmail him again? Where is the chairman?
What? Chairman is right in front of you.
What?
I run the Kumakura gang.
That can't be right. The chairman of the Kumakuras is
Rohan. And we have this scene
You are
again.
the chairman.
Yo, asshole!
Date, wait. I did some research and discovered that Rohan he leapt to his death from the roof of a building.
Suicide?
But Moma did not take over. Moma took over.
6 years ago.
About Shoko.
Don't know nothing about her. I know her face and her name. It was on the news. Nothing else.
Shoko was part of an investment fraud scheme, and I have it on good authority that a certain Yakuza gang was helping her.
Wouldn't know nothing about that, cop.
About Renju.
I told you, I got nothing to say. You deaf or something?
Date,
What is it?
do you see the sofa in the reception area?
Huh?
There is an ashtray on top of the coffee table.
There is.
What about it?
It is peculiar. Thermal imaging reveals that they are both warm.
The sofa and ashtray.
Cigarette butts. One of the cigarette butts. The tip is reddish.
Hey, Iba, can you turn off the thermal vision?
Sure.
I see.
Klein.
The cigarette brand is Klein.
Why is that relevant?
Small details will come in useful later. Trust me.
The sofa and the ashtray.
Part of the cushion is still red.
Just as I thought.
Was there someone here recently?
What are you talking about? You're the first guest today, although you are an uninvited guest.
Don't lie now. Someone was sitting on the sofa and smoking very recently.
How do you know that?
I just do.
Oh, right, I remember now. Just a bit ago, one of our guys was on the sofa.
Are you talking about these guys right here?
Yeah.
Not possible. When I came in,
You made a big mistake coming here. Go home.
Who's this asshole?
neither of them was on the sofa, and neither of them was smoking.
They left.
Who left?
An insurance salesman. Right before you came in.
I don't think so. I didn't pass by anyone on my way here, and I happen to know this office only has one entrance and one exit, which means whoever it is, they're still in this office somewhere. Let me check the back.
Why you want to do that?
I just wanted to say hello to our guest.
I'm telling you, you're the only one here.
Oh, then you won't mind me checking.
Just get out of here, cop.
There must be someone they don't want us to see. Somewhere behind that wall.
It's so.
Just as I thought.
This must be whoever was sitting on the sofa and smoking earlier.
My evolver can shoot right through this wall. I should shoot him.
Wait! Is he not getting enough?
What?
Never mind. The person behind the wall is unarmed.
Once again with that medication. It's not just a joke, is it?
I cannot approve the use of evolver in this situation.
Damn it.
We are doing this a bit early, aren't we?
Date! A porno mag at your feet!
What?
What? Hey! Did you just shoot at me?
Oh shit.
Hey, whoa, wait a minute!
Date! Load evolver with explosive rounds. Aim for the dragon's gold ball on the right.
The what? Oh, that. Why?
Just do it!
Okay. Is it over?
Iba, you saved me.
And another achievement.
Everything happened as I simulated it.
The Secret Lives of Yakuza Wives.
So, where's this porno mag?
Date, come on.
You idiot. There is no adult magazine. However, I know that your reaction time is up to 3.6 times faster when you are excited. I simply took advantage of that behavior.
What the hell? You're a grown man. Aren't you too old to be playing with toys?
Shit!
Hey, coward! I see you. Show your face. I know you. That's...
Sejima. So. Congressman.
What is this guy doing here?
About Shoko.
Well, I guess there's no point hiding it now. I lied earlier when I said I didn't know her.
I thought so. You and the Kumakuras were a part of the fraud scheme Shoko was organizing.
Yep. Whenever any wise-ass investors gave her trouble, we handled it.
Exactly as I suspected. Shoko was affiliated with the Kumakuras.
About Rohan.
I heard that the former head of the Kumakuras committed suicide last year.
Yeah, what's it to you?
Nothing at all. I just want to talk about it.
Rohan was my older brother. He was my big brother in this organization 6 years ago, and naturally because I'm his that's all I'm gonna You want to know more? Hire a private eye.
About Renju.
I've been looking after that guy since high school. It was the usual stuff. I had him help me with a lot of work. But now, it's kind of the opposite, you know? We're getting work from him. Well, we were. Now that he's dead, though.
What work did he have you do?
The usual. If Talon at his office was causing trouble or something.
You ever get into any disputes with Renju doing this work?
No way. He paid good money. I've never even gotten into an argument with the guy.
Do you have an alibi for yesterday and the day before?
Us Kumakuras? Our branch of the Ujisaki family.
I think he said they were golfing or something.
The Ujisaki family runs a yearly golf tournament. Mandatory attendance. We were all at the tournament those days. We only got back this morning. You can ask the hotel. They'll tell you.
Date, I did some research. The hotel's record of guests they were also seen on It is not possible that, including MoMA.
He's giving me the glare. The Gatling gun. An old-fashioned Gatling gun. Alright, so let's get started. What are you doing here?
I've had a relationship with the Kumakuras since back when Rohan was running things. I had business nearby, so I stopped here for a visit. Whatever conspiracy theory you're imagining in your head, you can forget it. This is strictly business.
Strictly business? A congressman meeting with Yakuza? How are you gonna spin that?
It's true. I imagine my public image will be dragged through the mud. But we haven't done anything illegal. If you want to accuse me of such wrongdoing, then by all means. I just happen to think such gossip is better suited for tabloids.
About Shoko.
The victim prior to Renju? I believe Moma introduced me to her.
Introduced?
We were just having drinks. Shoko stopped by to say hello.
Right. We didn't talk about anything.
They're trying to give me the runaround.
Indeed.
Do you have an alibi for yesterday and the day before?
I went to work, then went home.
So, you have no alibi?
No, I always have my bodyguards near me. If you want to, you can ask them.
Bodyguard testimony can be unreliable. There is a possibility that they would lie to protect Mr. Sajima.
I agree. I can't trust that.
About Renju.
The president of Lemniscate? We aren't friends, but I did meet him a few times through work.
What work were you doing to meet up with the head of an entertainment company?
It was just some party hosted by some company or other. It's not unusual. Events with those uptight stuffed shirts can be rather dull. So they have some young women from an entertainment office attend. Anyway, we only saw each other a few times. I don't even remember what we spoke about.
Date, I have determined that these individuals have nothing further to add. Even if they are involved, they will not volunteer any more information. We need solid evidence to move forward with the investigation.
You're right.
Date, a call from Lemniscate.
Connected.
Date? It's me! You remember, like, how you said to call you if Ota came? Well, he's here now, so I guess I'm calling you.
Got it. I'm on my way.
Where are you going?
That's none of your concern. Moma, Congressman Tsujima, I think I'm gonna call it a day. I'll come back soon. We'll swap drinking stories.
You serious?
Let's go, Iba.
Roger.
So I guess the story wouldn't have progressed unless I went to Marble last, which means I kinda just accidentally did it in the correct order. I guess we wouldn't have found Mama there, and then we would have gotten a call that she is in. At least that's what I am assuming.
This is all really suspicious.
Man, Mizuki is going to be real aggro.
What is?
Congressman Tsujima and the Kumakuras. There's definitely something going on there.
I agree, but I am not sure it is linked to the new Cyclops serial killings. We need to do further investigation.
Who are you?
Who are you? Impossible. How did a jellyfish get in here? So shiny, too.
You utter idiot. It's me.
Renju?
Do I look like Renju?
Mizuki?
It's me.
Boss?
Date, seriously.
Then, are you Mom?
Idiot. They must have increased your dosage too much.
My dosage? Anyway, you're Iba, right?
Tate doesn't know, does he?
Why are you here? Looking like that?
I just thought I would project myself. You seem lonely.
How are you doing this?
I am overlaying the image your left eye processes with augmented reality. You can't see me through your right eye, only your left.
You can't just pop into my eyeball without permission.
You do realize I do that all the time, right?
How is So related to the Kumakuras?
I looked into that. Unfortunately, I did not find anything in our database that could connect the two.
I see.
However, I did discover some rumors on the internet. Most of them come across as gossip or conspiracy theories. But would you like to hear them regardless?
Please.
Mr. Tsujima currently resides in Azabu. He lives in a mansion, a restored samurai castle. But 20 years ago, So Tsujima lived elsewhere, in the Kawasaki district to be exact. He lived there until he was 40 years old. The Tsujima family owned a vast amount of real estate in the district. Adjusting for inflation, the land was valued above 30 billion yen. The Tsujima family sold off its holdings. 6 months later, the incident occurred.
The explosion at the chemical plant.
This caused Kawasaki to become a restricted area. And of course, land prices fell drastically to less than 1/30th their original value. What are your thoughts?
The timing is certainly suspicious. To sell that amount of land just 6 months before it happened.
There is another interesting fact. After the accident, So Tsujima purchased all of the land back for just 1 billion yen.
So he's got 29 billion yen in his pocket and 1 billion yen of land.
Correct. Despite the horrific accident, the Tsujima family is no worse off.
True. But I don't see the point of it. It's not like you got anything out of it.
That would be true, but there is more to this story. There is another important fact. After the land prices in the Kawasaki region crashed... we will have to continue this conversation later. I am receiving a call from headquarters.
Is this Special Agent Date from Abyss? My name is Akaska, from HQ. I'm investigating the Shoko Nadami case. There's something that you need to hear.
What is it?
We got a phone call earlier.
Is this from inmate number 89?
A prisoner at Fuchu Prison.
A prisoner?
We saved the call. I think you should give it a listen. Who is this?
In here, I'm known as number 89.
What is this call concerning?
I know who killed Shoko Nadami, and if you let me out of here, I will tell you who it is. I suppose you might say I'm looking for a plea bargain. He will kill again, you know, and he'll take their eye while they're still alive. There will be more bodies. If you want to stop this serial killer, I suggest you take my offer. I'll be seeing you.
This has to be a prank.
That's what I thought too. However, we got the call yesterday afternoon, before Renju was killed. In other words...
You're saying he predicted the second crime?
Yeah, I think he did. That's why I thought I should contact you.
Good idea. Thanks, Detective.
Good luck.
Do you think there's anything to this?
I don't know.
And once again I missed dialogue. Gosh darn it.
Oh, Date.
What's wrong? You look like you have a lot on your mind.
Yeah, I just found out online.
Oh, Renju.
Corpse at Bloom Park. That was Renju's ex-wife, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
So that was Mizuki's mom. Mizuki saw her own mom. And I just left her. But I didn't know. I knew her as Shoko Nadami. Her last name is different. I didn't know that was Mizuki's mother. I want to apologize to her. I need to tell her that I'm sorry.
Plant.
Date, look! A little stink bug! Yay! A stink bug!
That one is called Lying, Wishing, Marking Demons.
You're cute.
You get asked out a lot, don't you? I don't know why you're sitting here behind a desk. You should be an idol.
Oh, thank you. But despite my looks, I am a bit too old to be an idol. I couldn't get into it now.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I turned 36 this year.
You're kidding.
Where is Iris?
She's recording a podcast right now. Looking at her schedule. It should end soon.
Thank you for the call.
No problem. After all, it means we get to see each other again.
I'm glad.
Do you want to get some food sometime?
Hey now, that's awfully aggressive. You're an alpha type, aren't you? I kinda like that.
And I kinda like you.
Oh, but there is one little thing you should know about me. I'm a reptilian. Is that going to be a problem?
What's a reptilian?
A reptilian humanoid alien. They are said to be shapeshifters that take on human form.
Yeah, that is definitely gonna be a problem.
Oh, too bad.
Hey, girl with the big tits.
Oh. The girl with the big tits is sitting behind the counter. Yes, that's what I have decided to call her. Not to her face, of course.
Hey, girl with the big tits.
Uh-huh.
Excuse me?
Shit, I said it to her face.
I want to run away and never look back.
Oh, that's Rundoer.
Who is that?
How to get rich with cryptocurrency. I'll definitely be taking that one. High table.
That's
High
just
stool.
What about high school?
That's just a high stool. I said stool.
Sofa.
One more bowl, please.
That would be
Soba. About Renju's case.
I don't know anything. I've only seen Renju a couple of times.
I didn't think it was possible to be this bad at lying.
Though it is plainly obvious, I did a thermal check on Ota's body. This is his current body temperature.
That's what I thought. Have you forgotten, Ota? You're my thrall. You don't want me to tell Iris your secret, do you?
Huh?
Well, wait, it's no big deal. I just...
You better start talking.
Okay.
About Mizuki.
Mizuki didn't seem like she was angry with you.
What? You met Mizuki? Oh, at the interrogation.
That's right. He doesn't know I live with Mizuki. I have no reason to hide it, but it's sort of hard to explain. Yeah, I spoke to Mizuki at her, questioning earlier.
You're sick, Date.
What?
Questioning? That sounds dirty. If I were writing a light novel, that's exactly how I would describe a sexy scene.
What kind of novels are you writing, kid?
Where have you been?
Nowhere. Just doing my normal routine.
I don't know your normal routine.
I went to a doujin store to look at the new releases. Then I ate some ramen at Jiro's, and then headed over to the PC cafe to browse threads. You know, normal.
If that's normal, I haven't had a normal day in my life.
About Renju's case?
Last night, I was walking over to Sunfish Pocket, and I saw Renju come out of the building.
Was he alone? Someone was with him. A man. No. A woman. Okay, look. I can tell you're trying to protect her, but you have to help me out here. Was it Iris?
No, it definitely for sure wasn't Tessa.
It was Iris.
Got it. So Renju was with Iris.
Okay, fine. There's no point in hiding it, I guess. You're right. Renju came out of the building with Tessa. But Tessa has nothing to do with this. She wouldn't murder anyone. She wouldn't hurt a fly. She's an idol. Idols don't kill people.
You need to stop putting her on a pedestal.
Tessa is a savior to me. The Tessa I know wouldn't hurt anyone.
Savior?
The first time I met her, I had a bad case of writer's block, and I saw all this awful negativity online, and I lost sight of what I really wanted to write. It was the lowest point of my life.
He is talking like a professional, though he hasn't published anything.
Yeah.
Then, by pure chance, I found a video of Tessa singing and dancing, and it made me realize something important. You don't have to care what people think, you know? If you do your best at what you believe in, your message will get through to people. That attitude is something all great creators need to have. After that, I became a huge ACET fan and got over my writer's block. And I know I'm not the only one Tessa has inspired. A lot of otaku like me say that Tessa is their savior. She cheers them up when they're down. So there's no way Tessa can be involved in murder. Absolutely impossible.
Slow down. I did not say Iris was the murderer.
But do you suspect her?
I need to hear her side of the story. If I do, I might find out she's totally innocent. If you truly believe that she didn't do it, you should tell me everything you know.
But...
Do it for Iris.
What time did Renju and Iris leave the building?
Around 6:15, I guess.
Where did they go?
I didn't see. They got into Renju's car and drove off.
What did you do?
I went inside Sunfish Pocket, but I saw a sign that said the entire club was reserved. I figured I would just go home.
What happened?
Oh, hey there, Iris.
Date.
Iris, there's something I need to ask you. Come with me.
Hmm?
Iris, I'm going to ask you some questions. Please answer honestly. However, you do not have to say anything that might incriminate you.
The right to remain silent? You're treating me like a criminal.
Not exactly. I'm just looking for the truth, and I would appreciate your cooperation.
Do you have an alibi for last night?
What were you doing from 7 to 9 last night?
I was at home the whole time.
You're sure?
Yes.
Was your mother there?
Iba, thermograph.
There is no noticeable rise in Iris's body temperature.
She isn't lying.
Not necessarily. We must consider the possibility that she is a natural liar.
With that kind of confidence, her temperature wouldn't change.
Correct.
Renju's estimated time of death was 8 p.m. last night. If Iris's story is true, she couldn't have done it.
There is another possibility. Even if Iris was at home, she could have killed Renju.
You mean...
Can I ask your mother about your alibi?
I'll ask again. You are sure you were at home around 8 p.m. yesterday?
Yes.
Can I ask your mother about your alibi?
You can, but there'd be no point.
Why is that?
My mom wasn't home. She came back home early this morning.
This morning?
Yeah.
Where was she?
I don't know.
You don't know. Come to think of it, Iris's mom had connections to Renju too.
Hitomi did mention that yesterday.
Renju was my classmate at Eitoku High. We've known each other for 20 years now.
However, we have nothing to link her to the case.
But I am curious. What was Hitomi doing last night?
Is Ota's story true?
Here's what Ota told me. Yesterday around 6:15 p.m., you and Renju came out of the Sunfish Pocket building. Is that true?
Yes. Mr. Okiura called me and told me he wanted me to come to Sunfish Pocket. ASAP.
Around what time was that?
5 p.m., I think. I got ready, then headed over there. I guess I got there about an hour later.
Date, I checked her call history. At 4:58 p.m., there is a record of a call to Iris from Renju's phone.
What were you doing with Renju?
What were you doing with Renju?
He asked me about a job.
What kind of job?
He rented out Sunfish Pocket for a party and he wanted me to MC. He said that it was an important party and that a lot of big shots were gonna be there, but the girl he asked to do it originally got sick and couldn't come. But I turned him down.
Why?
Because I'm just an internet idol. I've never done any MCing before, especially with important people being there.
What did you do after you turned him down?
What did you do after you turned him down?
I left with Mr. Okiura at 6:15 p.m. That must have been when Ota saw me.
And after that?
I asked Mr. Okiura to take me home in his car. I got home at 7 p.m. I was home the rest of the night.
What do you think, Aiba?
I cannot detect any contradictions. However, her story appears almost too organized. Human memory is ambiguous. Her use of exact times leads me to be suspicious.
That's true.
You used to work at Sunfish Pocket, right?
I heard you used to work at Sunfish Pocket.
That's right.
How long?
A little over a year.
Working there that long, you're probably pretty familiar with the equipment.
Yeah, I guess.
About the surveillance camera.
What about the surveillance camera? Do you know where those tapes were stored?
What are you trying to say?
When did you find out Renju was killed?
When did you find out Renju was killed?
This morning, on the news.
And you were with Renju last night? You didn't think to call the police and inform them of this?
Oh, sorry. Is that something you're supposed to do? I had a podcast to record this morning, so if I went to the police, I'd be late. And that would cause everyone a lot of trouble, you know? Am I a suspect?
It's not like that.
It's fine, Date. It's true that I met with Mr. Okiura yesterday, but how do I put this? It's impossible that I'm the killer.
Why?
I'm a teenage girl. Mr. Okiura is a fully grown man.
Oh, she's got a point. A girl like her could have stabbed, poisoned, or shot him dead, but strangling?
No, he was drugged.
No, it's still possible. You see.
The sedatives.
A heavy concentration of sedatives were discovered in Renju's body. Renju was practically in a coma before he died. He wouldn't have struggled.
So, Iris could have strangled him.
Wait a minute. Even if I was somehow able to kill him, the rest of it is impossible.
The rest of it?
Like hanging up his body?
How do you know that?
What do you mean? It's all over the news.
That's true. Renju weighed about 160 pounds. Even if she used her entire body weight, I don't think she could have hauled him up.
Right. It would be hard for her to do it with her strength alone. But with a little ingenuity, it could be done.
Ingenuity?
Sunfish Pocket is located on the second floor. According to the records, from 6:30 p.m. until the body was found, the elevator stopped on the second floor only once, at 8:55 p.m. The total weight detected in the elevator was approximately 310 pounds. The autopsy determined that Renju vacated his bowels for muscle relaxation upon death. However, no trace of this was found on the corpse or at the scene. This means that it is highly likely Renju was killed elsewhere and moved to where he was found. Renju's estimated TOD is yesterday, around 8 p.m. Numerous hemorrhages in the blood vessels of the throat and face indicate strangulation. The weapon used to commit the murder was some kind of twisted cloth. The criminal likely wrapped it around Renju's neck and pulled. Renju then suffocated. The more precise cause of death is cerebral circulation failure due to vessel closure in the neck. In short, Renju was strangled from behind with some kind of cloth or rope. Renju's corpse was discovered at the maid cafe Sunfish Pocket, hanging from a beam on the ceiling by a wire. He was found over the counter. The wire was attached on both ends. One end was attached to a hook that was embedded inside Renju's jaw. The other end was attached to beer kegs found on the floor. The kegs hold approximately 20 liters of liquid. They weigh approximately 55 pounds each.
I guess this is what the game wants me to show.
It went like this. First, Renju was laid out on the counter. Next, the wire was thrown over the beam and connected to the hook in his jaw. Then all you need to do is put the 3 beer kegs on the counter.
You think a teenage girl could have done that?
I'm sure it was hard. The kegs weighed 55 pounds each, but that's not impossible, even for a teenage girl.
I guess it isn't impossible.
After that, you get on top of the counter, hook the other end of the wires to the kegs, and then, what do you think happens if you kick the kegs off the counter?
The 3 kegs weighed 165 pounds altogether. Renju weighs 5 pounds less. I guess that would make it possible. But there is one more thing.
What?
Considering the state of the crime scene, it's clear Renju was killed elsewhere and brought to where we found him. If Iris is the culprit, how did she move the body?
Hey!
I know. You're going to say you couldn't have moved a 160-pound body.
Unfortunately for her, she could have.
How?
I know this watch. It's Renju's favorite. I found it inside an oil drum at Sunfish Pocket. That means...
I guess he was transported in the oil drum. This could have something to do with it, but I need more to support my theory.
Do you know what this is? It's Renju's favorite watch. This was discovered inside an empty oil drum at Sunfish Pocket.
Hey, Date, I know you're on a roll right now, but could you please report things like that according to protocol?
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying that it wouldn't be so hard to move a body if it were in a cylinder. You would just have to roll it.
So you're saying Renju's body was moved inside the drum, which is how the watch came off, but the suspect didn't notice it.
I'm not saying anything for sure, just pointing out that it's possible.
I didn't do it! You don't even have any witnesses! If I were rolling an oil drum in the middle of the street, people would have noticed!
You could have put it in a car and driven it.
I don't have a license!
Doesn't mean you can't drive. Even an AI can drive nowadays.
Are you mocking me?
Don't make sudden outbursts like that.
You insulted me!
Just be quiet.
Who are you talking to?
Anyway, Iris, you weigh about 105 pounds, right?
Where is this coming from?
If only you weighed more. Or less.
That is none of your business.
No, I mean that your weight is relevant to the case. If the oil drum was used to transport the corpse, then the possibility of the suspect being around 105 pounds is extremely likely.
Because of the weight of the elevator.
Why do you say that?
Game, where are we going with this? The old drum.
Iris, on which floor is Sunfish Pocket located?
Oh, I got an achievement for getting everything right. I guess there was one with the saw one as well.
On the second floor?
That's right. So, I checked the elevator records. Before the corpse was discovered, the elevator only stopped at the second floor once, at 8:55 p.m. And we discovered that the total cargo weight on the elevator was about 310 pounds. Renju weighed 160. The oil drum weighs 44. Together, that's about 205. Subtracting that from 310...
This doesn't look good.
Why are you...
Now, this obviously doesn't prove you're the murderer. A lot of people weigh 105 pounds. Or someone could have put 105 extra pounds in the elevator, sent it up, and taken the stairs to throw us off the trail. However...
Date, stop. Iris is acting strange. Don't turn around.
Why
What?
not?
Just stay put. Keep your eyes on the wall. There are several cameras in this room. 2 surveillance cameras installed at the corners of the ceiling, and 1 camera on a tripod. I hacked each to gain access to their recordings. Look at this.
She's fidgeting around. Is she doing something under the desk?
That's what it looks like. But we need to confirm something before we confront her. We need to know that she's in fact doing something under the desk.
Without turning around?
Yes.
How would I do that?
I guess we could switch to the tripod. It's a phone.
Ah, shit. Iris, what are you thinking? What is that thing? Hey, answer me, Iris.
She's definitely hiding something, Date. Sync with her.
Iris is experiencing REM sleep. Medication is working perfectly.
How about it, Date? Think you can do it?
Not a problem. Get it started.
The time limit is 6 minutes. So before time is up,
I know.
then let's begin.
This is like the 3rd time we have synced with Iris, I believe. Is this Sunfish Pocket? It's kinda empty.
What is this place?
It looks depressing. How is this related to Iris?
Unknown, but there must be a connection.
Iris, what are you hiding?
Somnium scan! Activate!
Mental lock number 1, the television. Mental lock number 2, the window. Mental lock number 3, the floor. Mental lock number 4. Sinking in the vein. Discover Iris' secret. A mysterious room, videos and a strange device. You may be able to find the truth. But before that, let me just quickly read the text message. Wasn't really able to get a good look at it. Okay, it was just Ota texting Iris about the interrogation and something about that thing that Ota apparently knows about.
A double door.
I guess I could try opening it, just to get the timey.
It doesn't open. We don't have to worry about it.
It's kinda silent in here.
A double...
Hiya! Hiya!
Stop that! You're not helping!
And already we have a branching path. Look at the blood or watch the murder.
A CRT TV.
Spin the dial or hit it. Let's spin the dial.
Stop!
That's the murder victim from 6 years ago, isn't it?
What is this video?
It is difficult to believe, but these are the faces of the victims of the original Cyclops killer.
How would Iris know about this?
What? What is going on here? Iris, what are you hiding?
6 years ago Iris would be 12.
We should continue. There are more objects to inspect now.
And it led me to a different timeline. Just because I spun the dial. Oh boy. Torso, mirror and a gun.
A full body mirror.
These are all a bit expensive. Let's see if I can get something cheaper.
A torso with a head.
If it has a head, is it still called a torso?
What would you call it?
25.6 is probably the best I'm gonna get, but let's see. Where is this gun?
A revolver.
Is it real?
It appears that way. It is a pistol. It appears to be fixed with a vise.
Why would this be here?
What's this? The trigger. There is a stick in the hole of the trigger guard.
That's suspicious.
5 minutes left, Date.
A full... A torso with...
Well, we saw that it was choked, so let's try that.
Even my consciousness is being affected.
While I was unconscious, the room changed.
I'm tired of this. We have no choice but to investigate.
Is there a hidden item in here now, or is it on the other line? Don't see anything specific. Operating table, TV, mirror, medicine bottle, and the gun.
A drug bottle that holds some kind of liquid.
Might as well, I guess.
Do not pressure me, Date.
Pressure you?
Into drinking alcohol.
Is it alcohol?
Well, unknown.
This is for an investigation. I'm ordering you to drink it.
You are exploiting your position of power. I will set up a labor union.
An AI labor union? Sounds dystopian.
I won't drink it.
Fine.
Well, that was a waste of time.
An operating table.
Perform surgery on what? Sleep. These are all way too expensive. Mirror is still here.
A full...
The TV is the most important thing, looks like. Let's turn the dial once again. Jesus.
That video showed the face of a victim of the original Cyclops killer. It appeared to be the second victim.
What is going on? Iris has something to do with the first Cyclops case?
Unknown. I do not have enough information.
Guess that means we have to investigate more.
Indeed. The oil drum, shelf, and another torso have been added.
Let's go.
Gas canister.
Only a shelf. A common gas canister.
Let's open the valve.
If you can't, then...
It is meant to be closed?
I think so.
Huh.
A common... A torso similar to a fashion mannequin.
Well, we saw it being punched with a rock. Well, it was a rock, but let's try it.
I didn't get hit, did I?
There is no effect on your body, Date.
Hit my soul hard enough.
While you were unconscious, a television and an old book appeared.
Want to get off this ride.
If my calculations are correct, it will be over soon.
Let's hope you're right.
Hit the torso. Well, let's see what happened to the mannequin next.
An old-fashioned TV.
It was shot in the face.
Help me! Help me!
That's the third victim.
This was the third victim of the original Cyclops killer.
Why does Iris know that?
There is a possibility that she saw it online or on TV.
She even reproduced the circumstances of the killing. Would her imagination explain that?
Date, we have no direct evidence. For now, we must continue investigating.
Right.
is a thick book.
Let's read it.
It has not been well preserved. Most of the ink has faded.
Can you tell what kind of book it is?
It is probably a book on... insects! It's a book on insects!
Don't get excited. I know how you love bugs. Does this book belong to Iris?
I didn't know she liked insects, and to read the book so often that it wears out.
Well, we can't prove it's Iris's.
True. We cannot conclude anything. Just a locker.
Let's try opening it. Oh.
Iba?
It's all right. More importantly...
Did it shake off the gun? Rube Goldberg machine. Did it really have to be so complicated? And it shot the mirror.
That is...
The fourth victim. Is that Date? Day 3 Sunday, Gumai.
What happened in that Somnium?
I guess the fourth victim was the most important one to Iris, seeing that only she had a model.
We saw it too.
The 4 murdered women are without a doubt the victims of the original Cyclops serial killings.
That means...
the murders that occurred 6 years ago are these memory fragments that coalesced in this Somnium.
No. That means the person who killed them was...
Me? A locker.
Hey, did you hear something just now?
Hmm? It must be in your head.
CRT.
Date, can you turn on the TV? Videodrome is about to start.
What's Videodrome?
You haven't seen Videodrome? It's a cult classic.
I haven't seen it, and that's not a TV anyway.
This brings back memories. Date and I consummated our love for each other many times on that table.
I don't remember that at all.
I wish I did. About the original and new incidents.
I don't believe there's any meaningful connection between the original and new Cyclops serial killings, I mean.
Why is that?
The culprit is not the same. I am absolutely certain the original Cyclops killer could not have committed these crimes.
How can you be so sure?
Because I can. Don't worry about it. Just trust me.
The red figure from the sink.
In the Somnium earlier, I saw someone else who might be the criminal. Who was he?
I wouldn't know.
But they were always the observer about the original Cyclops killer.
Remember what the boss said this morning. The original Cyclops killer has yet to be brought to justice. After the investigation got going, it was taken over by the government and classified. That was the last we heard anything about it. Of course, they paid lip service to the idea that the investigation was ongoing, but in reality, it was dropped completely.
Why did the original Cyclops killer appear in Hades' Somnium?
The Sinker does not always experience the somnium they expect. Dreams are pieced together from memories, even repressed subconscious ones. When using the sync machine for an investigation, we don't always see the memories we expect to see. True, oftentimes the subject will subconsciously want to express their dark secrets and repressed memories. That is why we see them so often in Somnia, and why those Somnia are so useful for criminal investigations. But this is not a guarantee. We cannot control the content of our dreams, after all.
Why did the original Cyclops killer appear in Hades' Somnium?
It's like I told you before. Dreams are pieced together from memories, even repressed subconscious ones. This can be expressed as an equation. Dream D equals memory A plus memory B plus memory C. This, of course, means that Dream D is a fictional event. However, the same cannot necessarily be said about memory A, B, and C. Those happened in reality. In other words, fiction is built from combinations of reality.
So what I saw in Somnium earlier...
Yes. I believe Iris actually witnessed those events.
What does that mean? How could she have witnessed as a 12-year-old? As far as we know, the only people in her life around that time were her mother, Hitomi, and Falco. But it wouldn't be Falco. Her mother wouldn't be dating someone who would endanger her daughter. I mean, sure, he was a criminal, but... And we saw Date's face. Okay, I had the theory that Date was Falco, at least has his memories somehow. But that would also mean that Iris knew this Date, the one we are controlling currently. At least his body. Our memory is real.
Pewter, you said that memories happened in reality, right? But what about false memories? How do we know if the memory really happened?
Even false memories are built from the pieces of real ones. If you disassemble those pieces, you will find real events.
What about things you see in movies or television?
The events might be fictional, but the experience is not. Our imaginations are limited to what we have seen. We cannot invent something whole cloth.
About the OJ killing.
Didn't I tell you? The entire case is a state secret. No matter how many times you ask, I won't tell you anything.
The blue figure.
Help me understand this. What I saw during the sync earlier, that was the scene of the original Cyclops serial killings, right?
Yeah.
So the person doing the killing was the original Cyclops killer?
Right.
Did you see him? He was...
I saw your face. The original Cyclops killer was...
It can't be. That's impossible.
Date, you cannot say that for certain. You have no memories past 6 years ago.
So perhaps, Mr. Date, you are the killer.
But why would they have hired the killer? It feels like they knew who the killer was, seeing that it's a state secret, but...
You're missing your left eye, so you steal them from others.
But that doesn't make sense, since the original killer stole the right eye.
I'm kidding. You can't be the Cyclops killer.
Really?
Of course not. Do you think I would hire a serial killer? You interrogated Iris before the sync. What you saw in the Somnium was just a manifestation of the fear you put in her.
I guess she could have imagined us as the killer, but... I don't know, did we frighten her that much? What about the OG serial killings?
The Cyclops killer appeared 6 years ago. I lost my memory 6 years ago. There has to be some kind of connection.
There isn't. It's a coincidence.
Really?
That's bullshit.
Really.
Why did he appear in her Somnium?
You can't dream of something you know nothing about.
That means Iris must know about the killings.
6 years ago, Iris was 12.
Did she witness the crime at age 12?
That's impossible. They were 4 different crimes.
And not just one, but all 4?
I didn't learn anything from speaking with Boss and Pewter. If anything, the mystery only grew deeper. Pewter shook me from my thoughts.
Dante, it looks like Iris is about to wake up.
Got it.
I headed to the sync room.
Hey Iris, about that dream earlier.
Dream? What dream?
There is no point in asking her, Date. The subject of a sync does not experience somnium in the way that you do. They will not remember it.
Then what about the Cyclops killer from 6 years ago?
Cyclops killer? I remember hearing it on the news, but I was just a little girl. I don't remember anything specific.
You don't?
No.
What about the scene of the murder?
I don't know. I've never been there.
But
Dreams are pieced together from memories, even repressed subconscious ones.
I guess she could have repressed.
You can't dream of something you know nothing about. Date, could you take Iris home?
Huh?
We do not have enough evidence to hold her. Even in Somnium, we couldn't find anything. The law demands that we release her.
You cannot decline, Date.
Date, could we make a stop first?
Sure.
Marble. It's a bar in Golden Yokocho.
You know about that place?
Yeah, Mr. Okiura took me before.
Why do you want to go there?
There's something I want to talk about.
We can't talk here?
It might take a while.
What do you think?
There's no reason to refuse. Besides, there's a lot I want to ask her, too. Alright, sure.
Iris nodded and pulled out her phone. Is she sending an iMessage to someone? I was curious, but I didn't want to pry. I turned the wheel and drove to Marble. Anyway, I think this is a good stopping point as any. This episode sure has given me a whole lot of stuff to think over. So yeah, my head hurts a bit, but I think I'll be fine next time on Let's Play AI, the Somnium Files. Thank you guys for tuning in. Until then, have a good one.